Every .com has its own Metal Gear. Imagine Twitch's Metal Gear. Twitch got rid of that terrible collaborator. No. Twitch have not yet got rid of that terrible collaborator setting that nobody wanted. They did announce they're bringing the gift sub bundle discount to more regions. So now if you buy a big chunk of gift subs, you get a discount depending on higher discount depending on how many subs you buy. I don't know. Maybe I should do September for the first time. I don't feel like I have a big enough audience to really warrant doing September. Also, I don't know when I do it, because the idea with the September I believe the idea is every time someone you start a stream and you say you're going to finish at this time, and every time someone subs, you add on more time. So the idea being is if people keep on subbing, you have to keep streaming. As a dad of a 10-month-old, that's probably not viable. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. But I could be wrong. Maybe there's a way of doing it.
All right, let's look at
Snake in his sexy sunglasses. I would say instead of September, I'll do the Pentalogy Master Collection speedrun, but that's probably not going to be until October at the earliest, I would think. We're off. Deck B. I'm going to do a little roll into that cutscene so we can get through it nice and quick. Fold that guard up. And that was a terrible roll. That's why you shouldn't always be so hasty to just roll everywhere. It is faster until you mess it up. The moment you mess up, that's the thing with Raiden's aerials as well. They can be really detrimental if you get one wrong. Swing. And ignore the ration. Don't need the ration. And our first boss fight. She's gone left. 1 hit. 2 hits. There's a faster version of the left side, which I cannot do.
I grew up on the battlefield. Conflict and victory were my parents.
I think that was a headshot. Or a neck shot. No, it wasn't. Because otherwise the fight would be over. Oh well, I only need one more shot. This should be done. There we go. A little bit of time loss on Olga because she went left. B didn't quite stick the landing, but it's not a huge loss. We're okay. Ooh, can I get the drop again? Yes! 2 runs in a row, I get the drop. Beautiful. The drop there is you have to hit the whilst having no weapon equipped, you have to hit the weapon button on the exact correct frame to cancel Snake's little hop off a ledge animation. We use turbo, but even with turbo, it's not guaranteed because it's, as I say, it has to be the exact frame, and turbo is not hitting the button on every single frame. That wouldn't actually be optimal. And also Steam can't do every frame. Steam does like every millisecond. I don't know. I'm going to use the Prozac skip to get through this door. Completely skips the engine room. So goodbye engine room. Gonna move to here. Shh. Keep the sensor. And into deck 2. So the Prozac skip there was only discovered a couple of years ago. Probably coming up to the 2-year anniversary of it. It does also work in Twin Snakes.
ordered to continue manning your posts until that time.
Can I get past this guard here by holding him up like that? I'm actually going to grab this ammo. I lose a little bit of time for this alert. January 2023. That sounds about right. I now have way more ammo, so hopefully I can blast a bit more in this upcoming fight. Oh! So here... Wait, that was better. See, when I can blast, I can blast. Next up, we've got the ladder glitch. We're going to be doing mag ladder because I've been doing pretty well with mag ladder lately. We swap to the M9, switch to the magazine. I've already got my... And hopefully in the right position. Need to shoot him because otherwise he'll know. I was a little bit slow because you shouldn't hold that guard up. But that's hold number 1 done pretty well. Go and swap over the swap over that. Hold that guy up. Press that guy. Roll over that vent. Oh, what? Thanks, Snake. I don't know why you didn't roll him. I wanted him to roll because you equipped the camera as well. Photo there. A photo there. That first photo was of the Marine Corps logo. And then we take a photo there of the left side and there of the center. Thanks, widescreen. Yep, those positions can only be done from 2 positions on any widescreen version of the game. The original 4x3 doesn't work. That should be all 4 photos. Okay, so we end the tanker 2 seconds behind PB. That's not too bad. Wing. Straight into the plant. Oh, just incredibly precise. I did not know that. Wing. And in. We'll go over and activate the nodes. The only time we need to activate the node. Accept all of that. Wing. And back on that. Straight into the next codec. I joked a lot in the first run about this, about getting it, about the amount of codecs and cutscenes, but there are little things to do, like holding the select button when you know a codec's coming up to try and save some time. So even though it's not, you know, it's a lot of just waiting and skipping through cutscenes and things, there are still tricks that you need to do, that you need to accomplish. Grab the M9. Oh, that's cool. I still didn't exit with the M9 on my previous in the tanker. Did a very good job of that. You save a menu by making sure the M9 is on your previous as you exit the tanker, because then it'll already be on your previous when you start the plant. Because even though they're 2 different characters, 2 different sort of parts of the story, the game still sort of considers it one. It is still one playthrough. So things do carry over between the two areas. Bit of a roll. We're going to get told to go and activate the nodes, but we don't need to. You only ever need to activate the first one. we get the we still get the radar in very easy. On other difficulties, you just don't get the you don't get given the radar. Take that guy out. Unequip my M9 again. Little chat with Snake at Pliskin. Like a little time save there, making sure that you roll into that codec call so you don't lose. You know, because if you don't roll into that codec call, Raiden will stop still, and that's a time loss. But if you roll into it, whilst when you lose control of Raiden, he's still rolling and he's still moving. I'll say, even though it's a lot of codecs and cutscenes, there's still stuff to do to optimize those things. If the game's ultra widescreen, that's awesome. I'll have to try. I might try that one day just to see it. You could just open it in a window. Right, we're done with our little tutorial. Calling out. First bomb. We do have a codec. Ring. And once again, as I will be doing from now on going forwards, I'm on counterclockwise bombs. I just prefer it. I like having the cardboard box, and it's a bit more interesting. You get the the cool conveyor glitch, and there's just a little bit more going on with them counterclockwise. Around that guards and roll again into the door. A nice little. Oh, I got a gold split. Get into Stillman. That's nice. I don't know what I did to deserve that. 3 seconds as well. Did I do to deserve that? Well, you take it. We take those. Strat A, there's a bit of a time. Well, a time save compared to my previous run today. If I can get this. Get this right, but first we want to go and grab. There we go. It helps if I actually stand up. This is the coolant trick. By using the by equipping and unequipping the coolant as I stand up, it cancels the standing up animation. What's in my voice? Animation? Oh. There we go. That's first try. There we go. That's better. There we go. Don't know what was wrong with my coolant rises before, but they've improved in the last 5 seconds, so that's always a bonus. The connecting bridges aren't really that interesting, to be honest. I think they're probably more interesting on other difficulties. They're annoying blindfolded because it's difficult to remember exactly which one you're on and the route for each one. They're not exactly memorable, is my point. Little pep talk from... Shouldn't have rolled into that, because I need to grab that, there we go. So I want to grab that claymore, and there's a specific point to roll into that claymore. That's good. We're okay. Slight adjustment, and we're on our way. If a 24:9 aspect ratio was a significant time save, that would be horrible. Luckily, it's not, being able to take the photos from one location would not be a significant time save. Because you have to move across the room anyway. And coolant, oh, of course you can coolant rise after the claymore. I never really think about it because I'm not using the coolant spray at that moment. Ultra widescreen for aims. This version, this PC version, is the only version of the game where that wouldn't be helpful, because it's done in RTA. Instruct C. Eagle-eyed viewers may recognise the orange box. Yes, it's a reference to Valve's orange box. I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Which I've been playing recently. I've been playing Team Fortress 2 recently. Just really fancied a shooter. I don't have access to Deadlock. Is that the gate? No. Is it Deadlock? Is that the new Valve shooter? I can't remember. I'll probably give it a go if I get access to it. Yeah, I just decided to start playing a bit of TF2. I'm still bad at it, because I was never into TF2 when TF2 was really, really big. I hit the scene much later. Another codec. Should have rolled through that guy. Oh. Yeah, the thing I was saying with the same with aims there in the PC version. One thing that some runners will do with aims is when they first end, because if you're doing any run which is timed by IGT, which is any run except this one, except the PC version of the Master Collection, I'm pretty sure every single run in MGS2 is IGT. IGT doesn't tick whilst the game is paused, so you pause the game as you enter the room and try and sort of scan the room whilst pausing and unpausing to see if you can spot aims, so you can head straight to him. Yeah, I don't do it because I'm not a big fan of it. I'd rather just run around and try and find him. I like pausing if it's for a trick that kind of requires the setup. The SOCOM roll in Twin Snakes is a good example. So we're going to the next bomb. I would say final bomb. That there are 4 more bombs after this one. Luckily, the final 4 bombs are all in the same location. That was not a very good distance. I need to watch a video about where to stand for that bomb, because I'm so bad at getting that. But you don't have to crouch for that bomb. But I'm just so bad at getting the right position for that bomb. We're now going to our first sort of boss fight. Last run, I kind of messed this up, and I'm not quite sure why. So crouch, turn, punch, punch, punch. Now just let fortune wail. Another gold split for Reach Fortune. shoots me. Hopefully she shoots the lights. Yep, shot the lights. That's the fastest. That's the fast version. She'll shoot that third one. She starts laughing, so we move forwards. We want her to shoot this barrel. She missed. She shot it. It exploded. Luckily the explosion doesn't hurt Raiden. If you're in a cutscene, if you're in that cutscene, you don't get affected by the explosion. Want to shoot this barrel now? She has. Now we just need her to shoot some stuff. We'll just stand here out of the way. And eventually she'll go off on one. There we go. And only a tiny little bit of time loss against my best. There's always tiny little inconsistencies with that fight. Right, and next bomb. We're going to the final bomb location. There are 4 bombs in the final location, and I immediately got hit by Claymore. There's a very tight line you can take to avoid getting hit by that Claymore. I do usually, I more often than not manage to hit the line, but today apparently is not a good day for it. Now you get to witness the power of the cardboard box. So by equipping the cardboard box there, it stops Raiden recoiling when he gets hit. We can also use it here to just cancel that guard from doing anything. He doesn't try to shoot, he just runs away. And this is why I prefer anti-clockwise and having the box, because the box is really helpful for this section. It's a bit quicker and less clumsy than trying to shoot the guards or roll the guards. Also, it's a slight menu save. The coolant spray is still on my previous weapon, so I'll have the coolant spray equipped ready for the next bomb. And then I don't need to equip anything for the Fat Man fight because the game automatically equips the SOCOM for you. This is why I've done this whole section without getting my M9 out. Okay, fast bomb. And Fat Man. Stand here. Spray that bomb. Try and get above him. Hopefully he goes... Oh no, he's around the corner. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that's a bit of a time. He did not go the way I wanted him to go. Because the final bomb's here. Oh well. Slight time. We're now in the red. Pick Fat Man up. Get him out of the way so that we can spray the last bomb. That was the last bomb. I should have a look. I should have a look at some point at the non-lethal version again. I have managed it. I did start learning it once, and I did manage to get it a couple of times. But it's so tight. The speed at which you have to shoot him is so very, very tight. But if you pull it off, it's really cool if you pull it off. Quick BDU. So we've got a little bit of time to pull back again. That Fat Man fight unfortunately lost me some time because I should have ran towards him more before I did that sort of final headshot. Would have prepared him better to run down. He tends to try and roll away from you, so you want to try and get above him. So that he rolls down. It's the most optimal direction. No, it's again, that's one of those strats that is not the reason I'm not getting sub 105. If I cared about world record, then I'd probably learn it. I don't care about world record. I care about sub 105. Just being a little more consistent at everything is what's going to get me my goal at the moment. You know, not making mistakes. Swim glitch isn't going to get me sub 105. Not making silly mistakes like that or going to the wrong floor, that's what's going to get me sub 105. I believe now. This is actually a really bad time loss. I don't know what that does for me when I go back up, actually. I forgot to use the claymore, so I guess I'm doing the non-claymore version of this. Not an incredibly bad issue. Just it's a little bit safer because you don't have that little cutscene that you have to skip. The elevator door stays open, but also you don't have to run around, run very close to other guards. And if you bump into any guards whilst you're wearing the soldier's uniform, it jumps right off. Later, Suave. Have a good one. I don't know what happens here now. Can I still... He's running over slowly. Still getting that wrong.
You are cleared to enter.
You are cleared to enter. Welcome to Pizza Planet. As you can see, I have now lost 9 seconds as a result of that. Now, are we on Old Beauties? Old Beauties! So, in the previous one I talked about the... There he is. In the previous run, I talked about the fact that playing this slightly later has an advantage. And that is the advantage. I got the Old Beauties variant of the room, which only occurs if you enter that room after 10 PM local time. Yes, all of the hostages except for Ames are what we call Old Beauties. So that relatively fast Ames did save me a little bit of time, actually. I could be on to try and salvage this a bit. Middle-aged grills in your area. We all love some good middle-aged grills, don't we? And that's where a bad roll can really screw you over. So no, we're heading towards Shell 2, and probably my favourite fight of the game, the Harrier. It's mainly in very easy difficulty. The Harrier is kind of the only really sort of skill-intensive boss fight. Fat Man is skill-intensive, but it's pretty simple to get down once you've got it down. You know, Raze is over really quickly. Both vamp fights are a joke. Olga has a little bit more skill to it. But Harrier, and again, Solidus is pretty straightforward as well. Harrier's the most difficult fight in the run. And as a result, I think it's the most interesting. And when done well, definitely the coolest. So we're going to head over to that Harrier, and we're going to get into a big old fight with it. But first, we've got some Semtex to deal with. We're going to take out some bomb sensors, and this is not bomb disposal. This is bomb bypassing. And I guess as far one thing that MGS2 doesn't have in speedrunning is a sequence break. I have very minor ones like the the Prozac skips, sort of sequence breaks. Shoot that one. Shoot that one. That one. one. Oh, should be all of them. Chaff grenades. Right, I'm going to concentrate on this fight. Oh, that shot didn't land. Ah, and I missed that one. Which means we should be going straight into this, I believe. Yep. Yay, I finally got that right. You should be zooming out. What about here?
I'll let you learn its style.
Hopefully that lands. Cool. Time save. I got a gold split for reaching the Harrier as well. At the moment, I kind of with the Harrier, I'm kind of in the thought that if I can beat him before we get into him firing all of his missiles, the sort of side scrolling section, I'm happy with that. That was a decent Harrier. It's not the fastest Harrier. It could have been better, but for the sort of level I'm going for at the moment, I'll take that. Whoops. Like it says, you're tougher than I thought. Solidus later, when talking about the fact that he's actually Raiden's adopted dad, Solidus talks about the fact that he taught Raiden everything he knew, and he was the best of the child soldiers and all of that. It's like, tougher than you thought? You thought he was, like, pretty good to begin with. Use the chaff grenade like this here to, you'll see that there's some slight slow down in Raiden's animation, so we cancel that out by equipping and re-equipping the chaff grenade. A few aerials here. Hop. Throw the chaff grenade. I completely forgot about that last one. Make our way into Shell 2. The disappointment of Shell 2. We don't get to go around all of Shell 2 like we did Shell 1. Just the core and one strut. Strut L. And there's not even that much to Strut L. I think it's rougher than the rest of it. Like, the whole point of this exercise is for Raiden to succeed. The whole terrorist plot and all of that, none of it means anything. None of it was supposed to work. The whole point of the entire story behind this game, spoiler alert for a really old game, by the way, the whole point of this exercise is to put Raiden through essentially a simulation of Shadow Moses, his own version of Shadow Moses, in order to produce the perfect soldier. To turn Raiden into Solid Snake. Raiden, you want to grab that Nikita? Thank you. That's a time loss.
Warning.
Oh, man.
Incoming 266 viewer raid from Punchy.
Punchy, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. That's two big raids in one day. What have I done to deserve this? The S3 plan was all to give Jack a participation trophy. That is as good an explanation as any. Welcome, everybody. And thank you very much, Punchy, for the raid. You're currently watching, as you can probably tell, a run of Metal Gear Solid 2 on the Master Collection. All because I am working my way through the Master Collection, once again, of these speedruns, to relearn them, practice, and eventually I'm going to run all 5 games back to back. So yeah, welcome. Take off your shoes, sit down, and enjoy yourselves. I'm going to turn my light back on.
New follower. New follower.
Today is the day that I have learned that new follower notifications don't wait. They do just stack over the top of each other.
I took these photos.
I don't usually get followers in quick succession. So I didn't really know it before. But with my current setup, they do just play over the top of each other.
New follower.
two guitar riffs. But anyone interested, the new follower tone and animation you're seeing there is from a very special game, very close to my heart, called Unmetal, which I am the self-proclaimed world's best player of Unmetal, as I hold the speedrun records in almost every category. Damn you, Glenn, in the one category I can't beat. MGS2 is cool. A lot of Metal Gear speedrunners will tell you that this is the best run. I disagree. I prefer MGS3, and I think MGS1 is a better entry point, but it is a good solid run. It's relatively easy to get into, and with the Master Collection now, Metal Gear has never been easier to get into. And it's a great series. So I'm going to go for a swim. I did not do swim glitch this time around because I am only 75 hundredth of a second behind PB at the moment, and swim glitch would probably not save that. We're gonna fight Vamp for the first time. Don't blink. This fight is over very, very quickly. So I'm going to run into this room, going to skip the cutscenes, going to swap to my stinger, and blast, 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 blast. And that's Vamp 1, everybody. And if you thought that was fast, don't worry. We've got a second fight against Vamp, which is even faster a little bit later on. Continuing on with our swimming journey. We're now going to meet up with Otacon's sister, Emma Emmerich. And if you know about anything about the women in Otacon's lives, you'll know that they don't tend to live very long. Emma Emmerich is unfortunately no exception. Let's meet up with Emma. Voiced by the lovely Jennifer Hale. And I don't know whether it was a deliberate decision because of the women in Otacon's life. Jennifer Hale is also the voice of Naomi Campbell. Sorry, Naomi Hunter. I always say Campbell. There's a British athlete, a very famous British athlete called Naomi Campbell, and I quite often say Naomi Campbell when I'm thinking of Naomi Hunter. Yeah, Jennifer Hale voiced Otacon's sister in MGS2, and then reprised her role as and became Otacon's lover in MGS4 with Naomi Hunter. It's kind of, I feel like there's a deliberate, that's a deliberate casting decision to make, all of the women in Otacon's lives who ultimately suffer from an untimely death sound similar. The Colonel has another kid.
Follower.
B-Man in 2288, thank you for 20
follower.
Postal Hades, thank you very much for the follow. Right, now we have to swim back with Emma on our backs. As a true gentleman, we will be completely ignoring Emma's vital signs. Grogapar! That's a great name. Thank you very much for the follow. So yes, Emma is now running out of oxygen, but we're just going to keep going. She's slowly going to lose her health. But it's fine as long as Emma's health bar doesn't drop below the A in her name, it doesn't slow her down. That's it. We're done with swimming. Swimming is all done with now. We're going to take Emma by the hand. She's been given tranquilizers in her legs, so she can't run. She doesn't like bugs, so Didn't grab her very well, though. I'm just going to choke her once just so that she doesn't drop down. She doesn't like bugs. You're supposed to spray the bugs with coolant to make them go away. But it's quicker to just choke her and pull her over. Raiden doesn't treat the women in his life very well. Otacon has a lot of love for his. Raiden, you know, doesn't do very nice things. You should see what he does to Mistral in Revengeance. And then this guard we're just going to very brutally take out. Because it's just the quickest way of dealing with him. And we've got another guard. This guard luckily is on a very local patrol. He doesn't start moving until you get up to the top of the stairs. And we can just stroll right past him. Completely oblivious. Gonna go on his merry way. We're gonna go on our merry way. There's no need. Canonically scared of kisses blown his way. Slowly. They shot his hairstyle. Take out that. Only need to take out that one. You don't need to take out the other one. As long as you're quick with the coolant, you don't need to take out the other one, and you don't need to take out the guard. We just need to grab the coolant spray one more time here. See the black plumes of smoke. There we go. That's the fire put out. That noise is Raiden's mobile phone ringing, but it's just to tell us to use the coolant spray to put out the fire. Oh no, we don't have the level 5 card. How will we... Oh, Emma had one. Back to the okay. Take those 2 guards out nice and quickly. And we're moving into the section of the run that we call Twilight Sniping. This is a 9-minute unskippable section where not a lot happens. We have some sniping to do, but it's not a lot of sniping, and there's a lot of downtime in the middle of it. But it does have arguably one of the nicest music tracks in the game. It's just called Twilight Sniping. So, you know, feel free to just sit back, relax, and have a bit of a jam. So we do have a little bit of work to do here. We've got these ciphers to take out. The Emma's tranquilizer has started to wear off. So she's somewhat able to walk slowly. Take out this one. We should get a call from Snake now to let us know that he's in position. An oral journey. That sounds better than a 9-minute section of just sniping. Join me on an oral journey. So we're going to have a guard come out here. Another guard there. I was being very careful there. If you look down your scope too closely to Emma, she kind of realizes that you're looking at her and she will get nervous and fall over. This is a time loss and we don't want that. And that... There we go. Is it for a little while. Emma's going to go around... She always goes around the back of the little oil rigs or whatever these things are. Snake's just over here. Chilling out. There he is. Hey, Snake, with your shades. We won't shoot him because he shoots you back. If you whip out the D mic at this point, which I'm not going to do because that'd be a time loss. There's two little Easter eggs with the D mic here. If you point it at Snake, Snake will make some. He'll say some generic stuff like "all right, it's good," stuff like that. But at one point, he will say, "I wonder if I need Otacon's permission before I ask her out." But then the other one, whilst Emma is going around the back of this strut, if you whip out the D-mic and aim at it, you'll discover that she runs into Johnny Sasaki, who is, if you know Metal Gear Solid 1, he was the guard that... He's that guy. Thank you, Cosmic Baronid. That was very well timed. He is the guard. He guards the prison in MGS1. He's the one who Meryl kicks the crap out of and steals his clothes. He's guarding you in the prison when you're in the torture section, and he returns twice in MGS2. You can only ever hear him. He's behind here, and also. When you're talking to Ames, there's a section where you listen in on a conversation between Solidus and Ocelot. Oh, guards back. If you move over to the left-hand side of that room, there's another door, and in that door, behind that door, unknowingly, is a toilet, and Johnny is on the toilet suffering from diarrhea, because that's Johnny's whole shtick. If you play Metal Gear Solid 4, Johnny makes a reappearance as as one of the main characters of MGS4 and ends up marrying Meryl by the end of the game. Spoiler alert for a really old Metal Gear Solid game. Yes, no character in the entire Metal Gear series has had more of a glow up than Johnny Sasaki. Oh, and in MGS4 he takes off his mask and he's gorgeous. He's gorgeous. To call him by his steak Bentley given nickname, Shit My Pants Sasaki. That is quite apt. It's quite apt. Now, as we are just... Oh, also, you shouldn't... if you're speedrunning this, you shouldn't use the D-mic to listen in on the Johnny Sasaki conversation, because it does slow Emma down. Whilst we're waiting for Emma to just get towards Snake, it would be remiss of me not to mention that this series that I'm doing, as I said before, I'm re-practicing derusting the 5 different games in the Metal Gear series. Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, which is what I'm playing right now, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Snake Eater shouldn't need as much time. I have a lot more experience in Snake Eater. I am the Keratin Frog world record holder in MGS3, which I'm really looking forward to Delta, so I can shoot some geckos, because it looks like they've been replaced with geckos for MGS3. But as part of this series, eventually I'm going to run all 5 back-to-back in a big, long bonus stream. But I am also raising money for charity. I'm raising money for a UK-based charity called City of Sanctuary UK, which works to make the UK a more welcoming place for people who are in need of help, mostly asylum seekers who come to this country fleeing war, fleeing famine, terror. There we go, that's Vamp 2. I should have just turboed that, but I wasn't concentrating. So yeah, if anything, if you'd like to donate, type !charity into the chat. That will give you a link to the Just Giving page. Anything you can do to help would be most appreciated. Obviously, it will all sort of we'll push. I'll be pushing that a lot more when it actually comes to the big 5-man, big long stream, because I'll be doing a lot more advertising around it by that point. I used to do a 24-hour charity stream once a year. Hey Alexi. 24-hour charity live stream once a year. But ever since I became a dad, I kind of had to put that by the wayside. I need my SOCOM out to shoot this other... There we go. Yep, don't worry, I noticed. How are we doing for time? I am 12 seconds ahead coming out of Vamp. Which isn't a big surprise, actually. The Twilight sniping there was perfect. Emma didn't fall over, and she didn't get into any other problems, which was a time save against my PB. We have a save boss here, which I'll remember to avoid. And now we start with some of the unskippable dialogue sections.
It's been a while, hasn't it, Jack the Ripper?
Jack. And if you've never seen MGS2 before, but you have played MGS1 and you're thinking, isn't this the torture room from MGS1 in Shadow Moses? It's not, but it's made to look like it.
High concentration of cerebral implants. Have they altered your memory too?
when Twitch finally introduces ultra low latency, then it won't be a problem. Yeah, that would have been a really nasty... This is going pretty well, this run. That would have been a really nasty way to lose it.
Listen, I'll free you in a little while. Brace yourself.
Oh, and if you didn't already know, we're currently naked. So just be aware of that. You, whilst naked, call our girlfriend. Yeah. Give Rose a call. Because the call with Rose there is what triggers getting off of the torture rack. But realizes he's naked. We're not gonna run around in the nude for a bit. Days of 50-second latency. Would be nice not to.
Is there somebody there?
It's like poetry rhymes. Right, I'm gonna deliberately not try and get the roll here because I'm really bad at it. And by doing that, that is a better time save than if I had not just punched that guard. You can avoid getting alert from that guard if you perfectly roll into him. Now in the creepy ascending colon section, you just have to wait for some codec calls to come in and answer them quickly. After the next one, the radar's going to turn into a lovely Chinese lady. Or lovely Japanese lady. I assume she's Japanese. This is a Japanese game after all. Disappears. We've got one more. And then I can answer the next one immediately. There we go. That gets through that section nice and quickly. We're going to another unskippable section where we're just waiting for a timer. Snake's going to give us the katana. Just swing it. One swing starts the timer. So we are now on just a fixed timer. Waiting. There's nothing we can do. Just go up against the wall and just boogie for a little bit. Yeah. Switch to non-lethal. Wahey!
Diathwa just subscribed.
Diathwa, thank you very much for the sub. Welcome to the Nick RP stream. Very kind of you. With the charity stuff, by the way, all subs and bits and stuff, basically the very next payouts I receive from both Twitch and Google, because I stream on YouTube as well. Both the very next two payouts I get from each of those will also go to City of Sanctuary UK. So any subs and bits and stuff, that will all eventually make its way to City of Sanctuary UK as well. So thank you very much for that sub. It's very much appreciated. We do a quick... oh, I didn't even change to the... I didn't even change to the SOCOM for that. You should change to the SOCOM. For the Prozac skip there, but I completely forgot. We now want to switch to the Stinger, and all we want to... In this section, all we're doing is trying to kill every Tengu. So we want to kill the Tengus as fast as possible, and the easiest way of doing that is to wait for them to spawn through this door. And try and shoot them before they jump. And any that we miss, or any that come out the other door, Snake will just deal with. Snake deals with them very, very quickly. The deal, of course, with the fish and males. Nice. And after the next fish and mailed bit kind of comes to a close here. There we go. And you can see the alerts wearing off. Nice.
It came as a complete surprise when Ocelot discovered
We
the
are
S
currently
leader
18 seconds ahead
Not a
of PB
bad
pace,
idea. Using fire to fight fire, creating the
which
perfect
is
assassin
really
to
nice.
retire
My aim has been
solid
sub 105, and there's only 2 bits of game left. There is there's this unskippable bit, which does have the best line in the game. There's this unskippable section of the game, but then we also have the Ray fight and the Solidus fight. The Ray fight, should I get it right, and I've been screwing it up a little bit lately, but should I get it right, is over pretty quickly, and there's there's barely any time save available. Solidus fight, there's a little bit of RNG too, so it depends on how that goes.
one of the Patriots' puppets.
But I should warn you, if this is a PB, there is then a 9-minute credit sequence which has to be viewed as part of the run, because the time ends when the score screen is shown at the end of the credits.
New follower.
Oh, as bait! We missed the as bait. Damn it! Thank you very much for the follow, Alexi.
Split between life
Or rather, YouTube sub. Thank you very much for subbing on YouTube.
you ran from it.
Which is the equivalent of a Twitch follow. That's why I said follow. And that's why it says new follower.
Something less than real.
Okay, we want the stinger. I'm going to shoot that guy in the face. I'm going to shoot that guy in the face. I'm going to move out of the way because he's going to jump. I'm going to shoot him in the leg and shoot him in the face. And that's the raise fight. Nice. Apparently, I did make a mess of that on my PB, and I'm now 24 seconds ahead. Yes, that is the very easy raise fight. It can't be done much quicker than that. Apparently, I've done it just over half a second faster.
I'll squeeze the answers out of you instead, my son.
There's a lot of waiting around and not a lot happening during this section of the game. But the flip side to it is we get all of the Solidus dialogue. I love Solidus as a character. He's one of my favourite characters in the entire series. He was massively underused. He sort of only appears in MGS2. Spoiler alert, he's sort of in MGS4, but not really. But he's an absolutely fantastic character. Every year, the game takes place on April 24th. And it takes place in April. I can never remember. Someone will tell me the date. And every year on that date, Twitter tends to celebrate MGS2, and I usually change my Twitter handle and photo to George Sears, which Solidus' sort of real name. Right, good punch. Slice, stand about here, away from him, so that he does. Oh, he didn't do what the move I was hoping he would do. Do tentacle missiles. Oh, I've messed this up. That is a bit of a time loss.
Let's go.
That's better. Not in a very good position here.
Good work, Jack.
Yeah, this is going to be a time loss, but hopefully it's still enough. So there's quite a bit of RNG in phase 2 with how he slides around here. He's going to dash around. Oh, he's done a long attack. What I could really do with him now is not dashing and just kicking me. Nice. And done. Finally. Sub 105 has been achieved.
Of course.
I lost 14 seconds in that last fight. So already I can see where, I can start to see where a sub 104 would come from.
That's it.
Oh, finally. We can finish MGS2 this week. We can move on to MGS3. So yes, as I said, we do now have a 9-minute credit scene, which I also have to mute the audio for because copyright.
What?
So we better use this opportunity to chat some more, shouldn't we?
Are you talking about the baby?
Well, I hope you enjoyed the run. It's by no means, this is not a great fantastic run. Ideally I should be getting under 104 to really be competitive on the leaderboard for this specific there's so many different categories of MGS2. The MGS2 is on speedrun.com. MGS2 is split into 4 games, 2 sets of VR missions. I think the 2 sets of VR missions are separated. But if you just talk about the main game, this game, I'm going to now mute the audio. So yeah, unfortunately you don't get to listen to Can't Say Goodbye to Yesterday. It's a lovely song, but yeah, Konami do like to copyright strike it. Can't be doing with that. Especially as I will be publishing this on YouTube as its own separate video for speedrunning purposes. MGS2 is split into East and West. So the main game of MGS2 is split into 3 games, if I recall correctly. Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, which covers all PS2 versions of Sons of Liberty. Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, which covers the PS2, original Xbox, and PC version, the original PC version of Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, and then the HD collection, which covers all versions of the HD collection, including the Master Collection. You've then got the VR of their own games and category extensions, but we'll just talk about the main one. Yeah, that's the nice thing about MGS. MGS2 has always been a very accessible game in the series. It's only really MGS3 for the longest time until we got the Master Collection. That was kind of difficult to get hold of. Now the sort of holy grail of getting an accessible version is MGS4, and you know, we're kind of hoping that Master Collection Volume 2 focuses on MGS4 because it's the one that really needs taken away. Apart from the PSP games, I think it's the only game in the series that's stuck to one platform. If you don't include the fact the PSP games can also be played on Vita natively, so I suppose there's that. Armstreng. What's Armstreng? I've never heard of Armstreng. That got something to do with doing pull-ups to improve your grip meter? I'm going to keep doing this. This isn't even how you would. It's more of a slow, but just this feels nice. This feels nice to me. It feels right. I need a drink. It's always nice to get a raid when you're on a PB. Lovely, lovely feeling. So thank you, Punchy. Very kind of you. Armstrong is when you have to get to grip 3, level 3 grip ASAP. It was exactly what I thought it was. Which is the quickest way of doing it? Is it doing 300 of these, or is it dropping and grabbing and climbing back up? Because there's two ways to increase your grip meter. When you hang off the edge, either a snake, this works for both Snake and Raiden. If you hold L2 and R2 at the same time, Snake and Raiden will pull up, and then when you let go, they'll pull back down, and you keep doing it. If you do that 100 times, your grip meter is increased. It's not 300 times, 200 times. You start at level 1. After 100, you get to grip level 2. After 200, you get to grip level 3. But the other way of increasing it is to drop down Variety 3 in VR. Is that the one where you start in the really, really tall tower and you have to drop down you have to drop and grab to get to the end? Yeah, the other way of doing it is to drop and grab. So if you drop from a ledge and then grab another ledge below, I believe that counts as 10 pull-ups. 17 drops and you have to do 30 pull-ups. Yes, that is correct. 10 a single drop and grab is worth 10 pull-ups. And that's how you get to grip level 3. To be honest, the grip level is kind of useless in the game. You never really need to be holding on that long. It's more important in VR. The specific VR mission, Variety 3, that VR mission kind of does rely on dropping and grabbing and increasing. But that's it. You never really need it in the main game. It's not important. You'll never be hanging. You'll never be hanging around for that long. It's the joys of the little bits that got added to MGS2 that we kind of ignore and forget. What about that Delta footage and Delta screenshots? I think it was IGN had a hands-on preview of Snake Eater Delta. I'm liking what I'm seeing. It does seem to be a very faithful remake, but they're not just, it's not just going to be a one-for-one control. They are updating the controls, and the nice thing that they showed off is like the quick menus. You won't be able to use the D-pad to move, which in this day and age you shouldn't really be using the D-pad to move in that kind of game anyway. So that's fine. You won't be able to sneak with the D-pad like you could in MGS3. That's how you moved the slowest, so that you could sneak. But now you've got crouch walking, and that's the slowest way of. So it's a bit of MGS4, bit of Ground Zeroes, so MGS5 controls by the looks of things. In fact, I'm sure someone did a side-by-side comparison of Ground Zeroes, and it's I keep saying Ground Zero. It's MGS5, Phantom Pain, Ground Zero. It's both the same. And it does seem that it is using that movement system. But the nice thing is the D-pad has been turned into a quick menu. So they obviously in MGS5 it was used as a quick menu. You had your big weapons up. You had like goggles and equipment on left. I think you had pistols on right. I can't remember exactly how it was done, but it seems left and right are going to be to quick change weapons and items, and then up or down is going to be a quick camo menu. I think it's one of the things that MGS4 did really well over MGS3. MGS3 sort of laid the groundwork for it. The problem with the only real problem with the camo system in MGS3 is it's really slow to use. You have to open up a menu, and then you have to open up another menu, and then you have to open up another menu to do either your face or your uniform, and then select it, and then go back out of those menus and go to the other menu to do whichever other one you want to do. And it was a slow process. It was cool. It worked. The camo part of MGS3 is one of the most interesting parts of a casual game play. It's not utilized that much in a speedrun. We just got a little bit of skipping to do here, and time. So we have an IGT of 106.55. We have a real time of 106.56. But for the Master Collection PC version of MGST, we go by loading removed time. This means that all versions, all PC runs of the Master Collection utilize the same thing. It doesn't matter how long your loading times are. It all counts. It's all the same. It's a final time of 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 52 seconds. We have a sub 105, everybody. Woohoo! It took a while, but we got there in the end. Wonderful. Well, if you have been watching this run if you've been watching the VOD of this on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Because I will have put this on YouTube and submitted it to speedrun.com. I don't have a run of this specific category on speedrun.com at the moment, so this will finally be my submission. It's not overly competitive. I think this is 5th place. Top 4 are all under 104. That would be the next big thing to hit. But for what I'm trying to do, I'm not going to push it forever because I want to get on with the rest of the games in the series. So yeah, thank you all. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching the VODs, please go check out any of my other videos on the channel. There'll be one there on the screen, hopefully now for you to watch. If you'd like to go check them out. And yeah, I'll see you in the next run.